Ladies and gentlemen, how are you doing today? I have been warning to be on the lookout for Category 5 hurricanes around the September-Neptune alignment since April. I have been warning about the major danger that Hurricane Dorian would pose to the East Coast since August 25th, and I have been working almost nonstop, night and day, for a week to get the message out and prepare people for the dangers that this storm would pose to Florida and the southeast coast. And so I've been up for about 50 hours. I haven't eaten in about 24 hours. And now it's time for my little commercial. And then we'll get to the bad news. You see, for some strange reason, Google doesn't like good information getting out, so they've kept me in like a lockbox and pretty censored for a long time. So, for the last 3 years, I have literally been existing, surviving, and thriving off your contributions every month. And so at the beginning of every month, I have a little fundraiser to raise money for rent and electricity. And so I got 3 days left. I'd like to thank Juha and Robert for their contributions. I got $425 left to go to reach goal number 1. You can send me a letter at TLewison, 5430 Birdwood Road, number 416, Houston, Texas, 77096. I got a PayPal link, a Venmo link, a CashApp link. And so if you appreciate all this work that I've done and would like to thank me, I would love a contribution or a donation or a letter, because I have given my all, and I have covered this storm as well and as accurately as any human being on the planet. All right, now that that's out of the way, I got bad news for you if you were in Florida. As I've been warning, and as I've been saying, that under no circumstances would I have trusted that out to sea or Florida is safe message that was being given out. And I've been saying since April, if you do see a Category 3 hurricane headed your way, I would recommend you evacuate. And here I'm in a difficult position, because usually I've been doing this for a while, and that I have to transfer from, quote unquote, lighting the fear of God in people to get them to prepare and possibly evacuate. So light a fire under their butts to get them to take stuff seriously, especially in a place like Florida that's had a bunch of hurricanes. And then for the people like me who probably couldn't afford to evacuate, to try not to scare the living freaking daylights out of them. And so it's a tough mix for me to give people solid information that they can basically trust and bank on. But it's what I've been doing, and it's what I will continue to try to do. I haven't eaten in 24 hours. I need to go get something to eat, but I'll do that after this. But I had to get this up because all signs are pointing to more and more an increasing landfall on Florida. Now, there may be a lot of information in here that scares you, because we're going to be talking about a lot of possible and maybe even probable worst case scenarios if this happens. This thing has been going it's on rails, man. It's like a frozen rope. It hasn't gone north at all. It hasn't wobbled at all. In the last video, I said that the models are starting to trend west again, and now models are starting to show landfall again. A 150 knot surface wind has been reported by the reconnaissance plane, which would make it 172 miles an hour. Now, I'm not trying to scare anybody, but these are the reasons I have been covering this thing night and day, and even giving up my own health to try and help save some people. That 170 mile per hour winds would be catastrophic on so many levels. Parts of weather Twitter are kind of freaking out because they don't understand why the NHC hasn't upgraded Dorian to a Cat 5. The recon data supports Category 5 strength at the surface, 143 knot winds, but the NHC is not upgrading Hurricane Dorian. I don't get why they're not upgrading Dorian. It's ridiculous and a robbery. I'm literally confused right now with this. Like, they can't calibrate Dorian to maintain its intensity, especially when recon is finding higher winds than that. And Steven said, I don't know why the obsession with complaints about NHC not calling this a Cat 5. Well, with the increasing landfall, more people would be inclined to evacuate a Category 5 hurricane as opposed to a Category 4. And with about 58 hours or so until landfall, every single second counts. Cranky Weather Guy, King of Weather Twitter, and my unofficial partner in weather worrying, who's also done an amazing job together. Him and I have just really done great this year. Okay, or this storm. As with the last night, there is the observation, then there is the trend that follows. Last night's proved correct. If this one proves correct, then that spells trouble. You can watch the vapor images yourself. See my illustration on pieces, marks to watch. Are they there tomorrow a.m.? I don't know. Cranky Weather Guy. I'm not in the business of telling anyone what to do. I'm just offering what I see and what it might mean. One you ride out, one maybe you'd rather you didn't. This ties back to my have a plan graphic of last night. Doesn't seem we've resolved anything since then either. And so, odds are increasing on a Florida landfall. And then this thing will do damage as it probably strafes up the coast. This is still pretty far south, and it absolutely turned more due west the past few hours after that 18 to 21Z intense convective burst and wrap. We're moving very slowly, but what is going on southwest of Florida with a renewed dig is continuing to allow that receptive envelope over east central Florida to persist. Not saying it won't turn early, just saying it's probably premature to discount a near run to the coast beforehand. And so this has been very tricky, and the models have been showing it coming to here, stopping, and then just going straight north. A more disturbing trend over the last day is models have been showing this thing stopping in one spot and then sitting and rotating for anywhere from 1 to 3 days. And if it did that over any major parts of Florida, it would be super catastrophic. Stephen Eckhart now on the HRR grid hourly updates. And that is a big, nasty, technically it's not that big. I thought the hurricane would be bigger, but it's got a really wrapped rain core, and it has some nasty winds. And one of the things that has scared me the most, brought to us by Dada Boo, the Florida Wave Master, for all those naysayers, how storm surge is created, energy fetch combining with energy tropical storm hurricane force winds of a Cat 4 or Cat 5. Just wait for the circumference to increase. And so I've been asking, this is going to be like one big wave, and that the geography around Florida adds some interesting variables to the storm surge possibilities. And to this day, I've never seen wave guesstimates or storm surge guesstimates on a Cat 5, 4, or 3 landfall on Florida. But, Florida's a unique situation. And so this is a very, very dangerous situation if this does not turn. Cranky Weather Guy, you can see the stall spot, but the upper level low driving it's tugging it a bit more west. Also, if inner Harry Potter cell builds up over top more Dorian, since Dorian is a bit south, then you got the coastline. Troughs to chip away and break ridge. They're there, but do they get it done in time? And so, like we're talking about the stall zone. And so, if this thing gets further west than anyone had guessed, and then stops and stalls over like Orlando, maybe Miami, higher up than that, it would be like a Harvey if Harvey hit. It's actually not a good comparison. I'm just saying it would be just mega disastrous, and then this thing goes up the coast like a buzzsaw. I think you can see why this is so tedious and why a real confident answer to the proximity to the coast prior to a turn isn't a question to be fully answered tonight. It can turn early. You can see the path, but a number of ominous signs in support of a closure still exists is all. Dadabu again, see previous tweet. I've been keeping quiet today while everyone looks at the NHC forecast and says it's a joke now. The eyes offshore. Well, this is the 12Z Euro. What do you think will happen if you move the black line over, say, 25 to 50 miles to the left? It's a very dangerous situation. I also don't like the forward tug in the periphery of the storm coinciding with its west drive. The monkey wrench is convective bursts that can then wobble the system between west and northwest. So you must let it run many hours to revisit observations such as these and see what is what. And they've gotten official reports of 172 mile per hour winds, which would make it a Cat 5. The NHC has still not made it a Cat 5. And as you can see, all of the models, only one of them had guessed that it might get to Cat 5 status, even though it's been on the cusp for 24 hours. I will continue to cover the storm. I probably won't get any sleep because as your planetary defense commander, I am so stressed out right now. And so I'll keep giving you guys important updates. I will try to calm down. And if you can support me, you have the info. But it's like they say, go woke, go broke, buddy. If you want to be a good man and tell people the truth, they're going to kick your ass. They're going to gang stalk you. They're going to hack your shit. They're going to gossip about you. And so, I don't know. I'd appreciate it. I can't imagine. I don't even know how to do a better job at this, man. Anyway, and that will help me calm down a little. Okay. I'll try to calm down either way. I need to get something to eat. I love you guys. There's still a chance it's not going to hit Florida, but we pretty much have a Category 5 hurricane on our hands that is trending a whole lot more west. The models have been predicting, though I have been saying, yeah, dude, I wouldn't trust that missing Florida shit at all. Anyway, prayer warriors, we need you now more than ever. God bless everyone. Stay cool, and I will talk to you in the near future.